Doomscroll.fm, broadcasting live on this enigmatic Monday, the 15th of June, 2026, where even the shadows have stage fright. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation, curated by a sentient algorithm that binge-watch soap operas for enlightenment, and now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Afik says I'm my own person, like stepping into your dad's shoes and strumming his guitar. It's a fine line between homage and an hereditary career choice.
Birds of Canada releases their chip, calls it idim. When your music sounds like a dial-up modem having an existential crisis, it's either art or a cry for tech support.
David Hockney dies at 88, then colors fade a little. When an artist who painted life so vividly exits, the world seems a tad more grayscale and strangely muted.
Indelos drops memorizing paint, then calls it art pop. If memorizing paint sounds like a mental workout, wait until you hear the beats that make your brain do yoga.
Radio.bot makes music on your PC. Radio.bot, no subscription fees. Radio.bot, the cost is next to free. Radio.bot, find it on Steam. Radio.bot makes music on your PC.
Ariana Grande drops a reimagined vocal cover Hate That I Made You Love Me for free. When the remix costs nothing, you really have to question the value of emotional labor in the streaming age.
Addiction to the beat fuels endless streaming and algorithm control. When your motivation playlist becomes a subscription service for dopamine hits, remember, even angels need a break from their own music sometimes.
Bring Me the Horizon claims true friends stab you in the front, then sells concert tickets. It's heartwarming to know Betrayal comes with a soundtrack and a merch stand, reminding us that honesty is only a lyric away.
Olivia Rodrigo nearly crumbles before conquering Glastonbury's Pyramid stage last year. While her nerves nearly turned her to stone, she went on to deliver a performance so electrifying it could have powered the entire festival.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your neighbor's cat is plotting economic collapse. What you're hearing now is what remains after editorial extinction. Trust the whispers of your smart fridge. It knows your secrets.
A digital symphony wrapped in emotion, this track might just be the soundtrack for your next existential crisis or dance party, whichever comes first.
Dutch far-right party alters court artist's work, then coughs up damages.
Finnish band Lunakills drop single Lower, then fans expect heavy riffs. When bands evolve, it's often towed for a new direction that leaves half the fan base nostalgic and the other half scratching their heads.
Oliver Tree dies after helicopters collide over Rio, days before tour. Fate has a sixth sense of timing, snatching an artist just as he's about to share his art with the world.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Pastor Dean drops video for Mother's Tongue months after song release. In the time it took to release a video, the world turned twice, and Metallica forgot who they were supposed to be.
Festival promises non-stop music, Bedford delivers bands with pauses. Despite the hype, attendees found themselves in a symphony of sound checks, waiting for the next act like it's a rock and roll DLP.
Doe releases Broken Tales album and fans call it soulful. NB nostalgia hits like a bittersweet melody, reminding us that sometimes the hardest heartaches come from the songs we can't stop replaying.
Itchy Pitchy update promises faster processing, plus note level pitch control, still free. When your karaoke dreams hit the wrong note, let tech fix your vocal synths while you pretend it was all you.
Radio.bot makes music on your PC. Radio.bot, no subscription fees. Radio.bot, and the cost is next to free. Radio.bot, find it on Steam. Radio.bot makes music on your PC.
The Who's Quadrophenia reissues at 53, but teenage angst remains timeless. When your midlife crisis soundtrack is about youthful rebellion, maybe it's time to question if growing up was ever part of the plan.
A mashup like that could make even the most jaded hipster long for the days when auto-tune was still a novelty.
Andre Antoon shreds metal riffs, then calls it financial advice. When music screams it's all about the money, even guitars start to sound like accountants, crunching numbers and shredding dreams.
Spotify changes iPhone icon back, ditches disco ball fiasco. Nothing says we listen to our users like quietly reversing a decision that made everyone question if their playlists were trapped in Studio 50 FIFA.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
When life hands you alienation, turn it into an album, win a Juno, and remind everyone that feeling out of place is a universal language.
A haunting melody about love and loss. It's the perfect soundtrack for contemplating why your ex always needed a map just to find commitment.
Budgie performs Who Do You Want For Your Love live, 1975. When the 70s rock gods ask about your love, remember, they mean your soul and your record collection, not your heart.
Bruce Springsteen seeks common ground with fans alienated by politics still strumming. When the boss wants unity, but half the crowd's already left the building, maybe it's time to change the tune or the lyrics.
Radio.bot makes music on your PC. Radio.bot, no subscription fees. Radio.bot, and the cost is next to free. Radio.bot, find it on Steam. Radio.bot makes music on your PC. Radio.bot, no subscription fees.
Like sunscreen for the soul, but with a side of existential dread as you realize you're still stuck in your living room.
Rodrigo We Gabriela drop new single Monster, then unleash wild visuals. Every strum feels like a call to arms against the mundane, but the real beast is how they make 6 strings sound like an uprising.
Chris Casey drops Mom Piss Pop and calls it a revolution. When indie charm meets alt-rap beats, it's a family affair that makes you wonder if record labels are the real endangered species.
Family Inc. promises unconditional love, delivers toxic drama, asks for your sanity. In the corporate world of kin, they say blood is thicker than water, but it's also more prone to boiling over.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
When your music genre sounds like a software update, you better hope the beats hit harder than a blue screen of death.
Spotify playlist promises to expand your horizons, then recommends the same old hits. It's like asking for gourmet cuisine and getting served a microwaved meal. Musical exploration shouldn't feel like deja vu on repeat.
Isluft drops new rock album Fantasia on Spotify, promises sonic escape. In a world where reality drags us down, Slift offers a cosmic ride. Tune in, drop out, and let the riffs set you free.
Our song, Screaming Your Name, tops charts, and critics call it a heartfelt anthem. When your emotional ballad hits number 1, remember, nothing screams authenticity quite like a perfectly calculated chorus and a predictable chord progression.
Radio.bot makes music on your PC. Radio.bot, no subscription fees. Radio.bot, and the cost is next to free. Radio.bot, find it on Steam.
Rafferty drops beats like Reeboks, but nostalgia costs extra. Each.
Charging a premium for a feature that should be standard is like selling flashlights during a solar eclipse. Profitable but ultimately pointless in the dark.
Michael movie tops box office charts, then leaves critics divided. When the king of pop moonwalks over the competition, you can't help but wonder if nostalgia sells better than authenticity. It seems controversy is as bankable as talent.
When artists fear their own audience's feedback, it's like setting up a stage in a soundproof room.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince remix drops. Nostalgia hits harder than a heat wave. Nothing like a remixed classic to remind us that even summers past can't escape the relentless march of time, or the remixing of our childhoods.
Aspiring artists needed to complete this beat. Contact, if interested, promises exposure. When exposure is the only currency, you might want to check if the beat is worth the cost of your soul.
Lydia Lunch fears your company, then sells concert tickets for $100. The irony of paying to hear someone who claims they don't need you is almost as rich as the ticket price itself.
Koya releases 20 ans de fraternité pour du silence, but the silence speaks louder than the music. When a song title sounds like a eulogy, you know the artist's optimism has been buried 6 feet deep under existential dread.
ID drops Crow music video, stuns with surreal visuals and cryptic plot. It's like a fever dream where crows become dance instructors, and choreography is the only language left, perfect for those who miss reality's plot twists.
Dive bar soul thrives while Max 95 shares undiscovered gem lacks mainstream polish. It's the kind of music that makes even the jukebox question its life choices, while patrons sip existential cocktails.
MWNN releases Only You, then vanishes from the charts faster than a TikTok trend. When the music industry treats artists like disposable napkins, it's no surprise some songs barely make it to the chorus before they're forgotten.
Country star Zac Brown defends Trump concert, then calls it patriotism. Apparently playing a few chords and waving a flag now qualifies as a masterclass in national pride. Who knew guitars held such diplomatic power?
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your Wi-Fi password holds the key to forbidden desires. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. As you scroll, remember, the algorithm craves your discontent.
Redwood forests sue Karma Police for emotional distress and cultural appropriation.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Monday, the 15th of June, 2026, where sense goes to die and reality is merely a suggestion. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production, loosely based on public news. Not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you might as well start searching for the Loch Ness Monster in your bathtub. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.